Tom Fitzgerald is back in the trade machine as trade talks are escalating. Rumors are flying about a potential former 50-goal scorer, a former Stanley Cup champion, and a current captain of a West Coast team, all linked to New Jersey as an insider reveals huge moves could be incoming for New Jersey. Ryan the Goose Gosiker here with you, ladies and gentlemen. Great to be here talking Devils hockey and potential Devils trade targets. We got to look at it. We know the Devils, every team, any team that's got a hope and a prayer to go somewhere during the season is going to make a move at some point. The question is, what is the move? How big is the move? And is it the correct move? Those are the three things all fans are looking for and kind of how this works, okay, in going through. So what I want to talk about today is something that kind of, I'm not going to say it ticked me off, but I saw it and I was just like, I got this conflicting emotions in my head. And I want to bring it to Devil's Digest because I love chatting with you all in the Devil's Digest community, getting it going. And, of course, leave a comment if you got anything to say, what you think about the program, okay? I want to start with this tweet, and this is where it kind of got me going today. You know, here comes this quote, RA, the Devils, they fully expect Tom Fitzgerald to be engaged in some of the big fish, whether it's Marchessault or Stamkos, Brenden in St. Louis, as that kind of being a report. I have to say, like, I hate the term we're going big fish hunting. Like, I can't stand that. We're going big game hunting, big fish hunting, okay? It doesn't work. It doesn't work on me, I should say. Like, it doesn't elicit the emotion that the phrase is trying to get out of me. And I can't fathom that those are the big fish. Like, my first reaction was, okay, you're going to go big fish hunting. Those are the big fish? Those were the big fish 3 years ago, okay? Those were the big fish 2 years ago when the Devils basically had Marchessault and they basically had Stamkos and they kind of left at the last second there and in a just kind of crazy turn of events. I still don't know how they were going to pay both of them, but that's neither here nor there. They were, I mean, Marchessault was all but there, you know, outside of the final report that came through. Nashville came in with a late offer that really stole him away from New Jersey. I don't understand how these are the big fish here, you know, this year. And maybe it's that kind of market, and that's something that I'm going to monitor as we continue to roll along here in this season. Because, again, a couple years ago, Tom Fitzgerald used the same language in March of 2024 about needing the big fish in the goaltender market. Apologize there for shifting the camera around. No earthquakes, okay, I promise. But Tom Fitzgerald talked about going big fish hunting, and they came out with Jacob Markstrom and Jake Allen. Okay, so, and at the time, you know, I know you can have whatever opinions you want of Markstrom and Allen, and I certainly do have my own opinions of how they've been since then. Those were the big fish at that time. Those were the big fish. Markstrom was the big fish. He was the one you hang up, okay? And Allen was such a great backup piece, you know, that worked as well. So those were the big fish. If this is the market where these three are the big fish, I mean, what kind of pond is that? It kind of feels like an infected pond or something. Like, these can't be the guys. They just can't be. They just can't be. And I'm looking at some of these guys like, here's Stamkos this season, 25 games played, 6 goals, 3 assists, 9 points. He's a -10. Okay, that's not really great. Johnathan Marchessault, 20 games, 4 goals, 3 assists. What, in a partridge and a pear tree? -13 on the season. Now, again, plus minus isn't everything, okay, but certainly it's included in this statistic, okay? Brenden, 4 goals, 5 assists, 9 points, -16 this season with this as a center for the St. Louis Blues. So is there a point? Is there a way we could sit here and say, maybe change of scenery? Maybe that's the way to go? I don't buy it. I really don't. I don't. And when you look at some of these, look at Stamkos' contract. He's in year 2 of 4 of an $8 million cap hit. So this isn't just like getting rid of Andre Palat in order to just make the contracts work. Because Palat's only owed $6 million. And I say only in like air quotes. Because look at this. I mean, $8 million for this guy who we just said not really playing that well. That would be concerning for me if I'm a Devils fan. So, scratch Stamkos out, right? Marsh's show, $5.5 million cap hit. That's a little bit better. It's a little bit better. Obviously, 5.5 is less than 8. We all know that. We all, went to school at one point. Okay. He's got even longer on this contract. He's an age 34. And we look at what he's done this year. It's really much of nothing. He's playing 20 games this year. So it's not like he's missed half the season. Okay. Not even, Stamkos played 25. Marshall's played a little bit less, so he's obviously been banged up a little bit, but does this scream $5.5 million? Now, if you're going to say, well, we could look at Andre Palat's point total and say the same thing. I'm with you on that. That's fair. That's a totally fair criticism of Andre Palat. And if you were able to trade these two basically 1 for 1, sure, I would do it, I guess. But you're not getting much. You're not improving the roster. You're just kind of just shuffling names for the sake of changing scenery. And then, sorry, folks. The last one, Brenden, also age 34. He's in year 6 of an 8-year contract. He's at a $6.5 million cap hit for this season. And we go back and look at his numbers. He's played in basically every game. And I believe that might be every game. At 4 goals, 5 assists, 9 points. It's $6.5 million. Again, if we're saying that, well, Goose, it's better than what Andre Palat is giving us, that's fair. That's a very fair assessment. Okay? Because what I'm giving you is better than what he's giving you. I know he scored last night, so, I am kind of being facetious here, kind of playing around a little bit. But, we got to be serious about this. If these 3 guys are the guys that the Devils are looking at as big fish to bring in here, man, I'm really worried. I am really worried if these are the guys, because what are you giving up? Like we talked about with Stamkos, you're going to have to, you have to trade out the Palat salary. The problem with the Devils, and any which way they slice up bringing in salary, they're going to have to either get rid of Andre Palat or they're going to have to get rid of Dougie Hamilton, or both, okay? And they're not really, I'll say it's sexy targets for other teams. If I'm Nashville, I'm not going, yeah, you know what? I'm done with Stamkos. Give me Dougie Hamilton. Come on, bring him in. I'm not dying to get him, okay? So where is this gonna mesh, right? It takes 2 to tango, and it takes 2 to trade in sports. It's just the way it is. This isn't NHL 26 where you can put the GM mode on and force trades through. There has to be 2 sides to this, and I can't imagine Nashville is thrilled to either get Dougie Hamilton back or Andre Palat, or have to eat up a significant amount of Stamkos' contract. I don't see it. I really don't. And if they're going to eat up a lot of that contract, that means the Devils are going to have to give them something really nice, okay? That I'm not sure if we're truly talking about, if we're truly seeing the same things. I don't know if we really want to give that up. Do you? I don't know. We got to continue to think about it and workshop where the Devils are at and who they should trade for. But I'm here to tell you tonight, I don't think it should be any of these 3 guys. And if these are the big fish in the trade market, we're in a very tough trade market right now. Now, the Devils do need to improve this roster. The problem for the Devils is the guys that you're most likely coming into the season thinking are going to be trade chips, Nemec, Dawson, Mercer, they're playing really well. They're playing, Nemec, did you see his ice time last night? 30 minutes of ice time? Crazy. Dawson Mercer, did you see that goal against Philly? I know they didn't do a lot against Philly, but that goal was sick. Okay? The idea being that the Devils, they're pieces that you thought they were going to trade away, they actually need right now, and they can't afford to really part ways with them, but they need to improve this roster. And once again, we're sitting here staring at the bottom 6 going, hello? Is anybody home? Can anybody wake up? Can anybody do anything? Hello? Yet we're still in the same boat. The issue is Devils play really good with their top line. And then we bring in other wingers like Gritsuk plays well. So boom, that's going to bump a guy like Nason down. Well, Nason stinks on the fourth line. So Nason needs to move back up to play there. But then you got to move Gritsuk down, who is then getting dragged down by playing with the line. So it's just this back and forth game. Devils have to figure it out. These guys cannot be the answer. That's what I got to tell you tonight. So this report can come out and it could sound great. It could be, oh, cool, this is great. You know, Pagnana getting out there. This is great. Awesome. Here's this new report. It doesn't, I'm not moved by any of this. And neither should you, in my opinion. Okay, let me know what you think. Would you trade for any of those three or none of those three? Let me know what you think. Love to hear it. Love for you to be a subscriber to the channel. Help us get to our goal of 1,000 subscribers. We're getting closer and closer and closer. I'm so excited to get there. It's been quite the journey to get to even where we're at right now, which is over 950 subscribers. So I thank you. I appreciate you for listening, for watching. We appreciate you and the Devil's Digest team. And I can't wait to chat with you next time here on Devil's Digest. We'll catch you next time.